Right, so I've just come back off holiday yesterday and I've been tagged in lots of things. I've had so many messages about this EcoFlow situation with Gadget John. Now, John's had his experience, I appreciate it, he's had a bad experience, he's not happy with the situation, but I wanted to give you my perspective, my experience with EcoFlow and from my perspective. I've been working with EcoFlow for over a year now and I've never had an issue at all with their customer service, with their products or anything. I've had an issue with a product where a screen went on one of the Deltas, they sent me a new one straight away and they sent a courier to pick the old one up and drop a new one off at the same time, so I was never without one. That was the first situation where I had a problem. They then sent me the power kit, which is the thing that Gadget John's had a problem with, and this was 8 months ago, so I've had it 8 months. I set it up straight away, everything worked straight away, it was brilliant. I did have some issues with batteries charging, but they said that, you know, this is a pre-production model. Bear in mind, this was a testing product, it wasn't a production product because the release date hadn't happened yet, so they gave me a pre-production version. So we had some issues with batteries charging unevenly. 2 batteries. They sent me some new batteries, brand new batteries, and they didn't even pick the old ones up. The old ones are still fine, they still work, but they sent me new ones out. They didn't make any excuses or anything, they just said, right, we'll send you some new batteries. Fuck, top job. Because it was a pre-production model, there were some issues with updates and all that kind of thing, so they video called me and they remotely logged into it, they forced updates on it and all that, and they were using me to test it in a real life scenario so that they could get everything right. Brilliant. That's the best thing to do. So I've made plenty of videos about it, or showing it at least. I've made one video about it specifically, but other videos installing it into a van. So I had it mounted on the wall. We were using it to charge lots of things, testing it for quite a few months, but then I had a customer wanting one and I had one spare, so I said, right, okay, we've got this one, you can have dead cheap. Actually, I think it was just included in his van build cost, so it didn't really cost him any extra at all. We installed that into the van. It's been in that van for four months, roughly 4 months, no problems, other than the actual full power unit wasn't working to its full capacity. So I contacted EcoFlow and they sent me a new one out straight away. Again, bear in mind the one that I had was a pre-production model. It hadn't got the latest software or hardware in it. It was a pre-production model. So they sent me the latest version. We've now installed that into the customer's van. It's all working. It's working in a real life scenario where he's living full time in his van. So full time driving around. So it's charging from the DC to DC. Solar charging and then full time electric hookup charging. And then it's all working. Everything's spot on as it should be. Still working now, still working forever. Right, so I haven't watched all of John's video because I don't watch Vanlife videos, but I've seen the twisty wires. That is shit. No excuses for that. Should we condemn an entire company because of one wire? I don't believe we should. And it's easy to jump on a bandwagon online and go, oh my god, the worst company ever. They are not a bad company. They are a really, really good company with a really good pedigree and a really good background. That wire is inexcusable. And I'm sorry that John's had that experience, and EcoFlow should have done better. The only thing I can think of, from my point of view, that the reason why that's happened is that an individual in a company that's got hundreds of employees, probably thousands of employees, has bodged it, and that's it. Like, there's no way that EcoFlow's quality control would have let that go had they been able to see that or had they known that had happened. They wouldn't risk their reputation. Again, they have got a good reputation and they are a really good company. They're not like I know that you lot see people like me showing off these products and you just assume it's just some cheap Chinese shit that we're just trying to peddle to you, and genuinely it's not. These are companies that are up there with the big electronics companies. They're not cheap production line shit. Anyway, that being said, I think EcoFlow should have done better with communicating with John. I understand why John spat his dummy out, and I know that John spits his dummy out easily, but that power kit is amazing. And I would install that power kit over and over again into customers' vans every day of the week because I stand by it. It is fucking good. I'm not telling you to buy it. There's no links for you to buy it. There's no discount codes, none of that stuff. I'm not here to sell it to you. I just wanted to offer my perspective, given that I've been tagged in it so many times and sent the links so many times. Again, I'll just say it one last time. That twisty wire thing is fucking mad. It's stupid. Don't really understand that. And again, I don't believe that EcoFlow would have let that go had they known it was like that. But it's gone out. It looks bad on them. They should have done better. And I hope that they learn from this. But don't condemn EcoFlow. They are genuinely good. And I don't work for EcoFlow anymore. I'm not in contract with them anymore. I don't owe them anything. There's no discount codes. I'm not earning a penny from it. This video is nothing to do with making money or anything. The power banks are still amazing. I've got them all over this workshop. I use them every single day. And again, I'm going to show you this one quickly. I've just been given this one by another company yesterday, and it's nowhere near as good. It's nowhere near on that same level. This to me does feel cheap. But don't condemn EcoFlow. If I install one in a van, don't start giving me shit going, oh, but did you see what's happened to Gadget John? Not fucking interested. If I install a product, it's because I stand by it. I would never install anything that would be shit. But also, I mean, if anything did happen from a liability point of view, that fall directly on EcoFlow as well. If John's van had burnt down, God forbid, EcoFlow would have had to sort that. Like, it would have fallen on them. And I'm glad he's found that defect. But again, in my situation, that kit's been installed for 7-8 months now, working brilliantly with 1 or 2 teething problems, don't get me wrong, but EcoFlow have been there on straight away, sorting the problem out, no problem at all. Communication's been really good. So that's my experience. Sorry that John's had the experience, but this is my version of events. Bye, Felicia.